Hello, my name is Zach. Welcome to WorleyTutorials.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about cropping and the crop options in Photoshop CS6. Now the reason I say CS6 on this one is, aside from that we're working in CS6, is that the crop tool has been greatly improved in CS6 as opposed to even CS5 or 5.5. That being that as soon as you click on the crop tool, it actually has the crop already there for you, and you simply modify it, and it is so much better than it used to be, in my opinion. But if you have CS5 or 5.5 or lower, that's okay. If you get the crop tool, it works more like in Camera Raw. So if you want to go back to the Camera Raw videos and you can see how that works, then that'll be beneficial to you. But we will be talking about some features that past Photoshop users can definitely benefit from. So first thing is, as soon as you get your crop tool, obviously you can move these sides in to whatever you want. So let's say we have this image and we want to hide this thermostat, and then we also want to hide the door frame. Okay, so we kind of straighten it up. Once we have it here, we can hit enter and it will commit to that. Let's say I want to go back. All I have to do is Command Z, and it'll bring that back. Now, if you notice this box right here, delete cropped pixels, you want to it's a good practice to do stuff that is non-destructive, meaning that you don't fully delete things. So let's say you make a bad crop and then you save it, you try to fix it later, you can't, because those pixels are gone, they're deleted. So if you uncheck this and you make the crop, it's going to actually just hide those areas rather than actually deleting it. So if I hit enter in order to actually commit to the crop, then what I can do is I can come back in here with the crop tool, and I can actually just simply start adjusting again, and the image is technically still there. So that's a good thing. Another thing you could do with the crop tool is you can actually size up your document. So let's say you have it all the way out and you just want to make this actually a longer picture. I can pull this out here and hit let it go, and then hit enter, and now my document size is actually bigger than the image itself. And of course I can come back in here and just crop it back in the way I want to. So that's how you can size up your document if you want to. The options up here at the top, you have unconstrained, which means that you can size this to any dimension that you want. Then you can also click on this and go to original ratio, meaning it's going to keep it the same form as the original image, but you can size it down. And of course you have 1:1 and 4:5, all that kind of stuff. And it's cool because they have little things to show you that, hey, this is going to be a 4:6, this is going to be 8:10, and this is going to be a square. The next little option you have here is you can actually put in the aspect ratio that you want. So let's say you want it to be 500 pixels by 300 pixels. Okay, as you type it in, you'll see that that's what it's going to constrain it to. So you can automatically put those in all by yourself, and it's going to automatically change this drop down to custom. If you click on that and go to unconstrained, it's going to take those numbers out, and you're back to where you were at the beginning. Okay, and then the straighten tool is kind of the same. If you make a crop and then you come on the outside of it, you can rotate it. Now that is really fun to watch, actually. But what it's doing is it's taking it, let's say that this image is kind of catty corner. I'm going to straighten it out. So I'm going to use the frame of that image to straighten it out, and then I'm going to crop it up. And as soon as I hit crop, it's going to straighten the image. So I'm going to hit enter for it to commit to that, and it's going to kind of straighten that image, or it's going to bend that image a certain way in order for it to work. So I'm going to do Command Z because I don't want that. Rule of thirds, that means that it's giving you the rule of thirds is, I'll explain that later, but basically it gives you the grid to where you can kind of align correctly. So as I'm cropping, you can see that you have two horizontal lines and two vertical lines that help you to kind of match up where you want to. You can change this to grid or diagonal, triangle, whatever it is that really works for you. And it's all just to kind of help with composition of your photos. I'll have a tutorial all about that just by itself. So back to rule of thirds. If you click and hold on the crop tool, you'll see something called perspective tool. Now, the reason I want to cover this is because personally I think it's cool how it works. So first thing you're going to do is, by the way, if you have CS5 or CS 5.5, if you make a crop and it kind of looks like this, where you're making that crop, as soon as you let go, there's going to be an option at the end that says perspective, and you check that box, and that's how you can do exactly what we're doing here. In this case, in CS6, it's become its own separate tool almost, to where you make the crop, and then you can grab these corners and set them where you want them to be. So I'm going to set these right in the middle of, or right inside the frame, like so. And it doesn't have to be super perfect because you can go back and fix it later. But once I've done that, I'm going to hit enter, and you can see that it actually took the image and it straightened it out and it kind of fixed it. This is really, really good for somebody who's trying to maybe like sell art or try to sell something online. And one of the reasons that you have to stand to the side is that you don't want the flash to reflect in the window or in the mirror or whatever. So if you want to stand to the side of whatever it is you're trying to take a picture of, and then you can use the perspective grid or this perspective crop tool to actually crop what it is that you're trying to show off. So as you can see there, it really is a pretty cool tool, and it really is helpful for a very specific purpose. So that is the crop tool. Next, we're going to be talking about layers. And if you have any questions, please contact me through worleytutorials.com on the Connect page. And you can also go to facebook.com and twitter.com/worleytuts. So see you in the next video.